go a drink from that bottle after you've been drinking from that bottle saying, I got the laryngitis.
That's not contagious.
I know it's not, but you're saying your nose is all stuffed up.
It's called allergies, son.
I know your eyes are all red. You're in rough shape.
Ever since I ran the chainsaw on Friday and then cut some grass today, it just... I'm a poor sap.
Who the hell trusted you with a chainsaw?
Oh, I've had one.
What do you mean you had one?
I had one all through college.
Why? Where the hell did you store it in the dorm?
I lived in a house.
Why'd you have a chainsaw in college?
In case I needed it.
What, if Jason came into your house? Like, what the frig did you need a chainsaw for?
I mean, it happened for like trimming, luau's, around the house.
I don't even want to ask. You Georgia folk are weird.
The day will come when you like, hey, how about you bring that chainsaw over here? And I was like, no, John, you
No, I mean, I understand at our age if you would need a chainsaw. I don't think at 18 years old at college you need a chainsaw.
Oh, you know, I was a little bit older one to Georgia.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to get to pharmacy school, son.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards, and with me is Zeke Baker, and together we make the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us a part of your day. How are you, Zeke Baker?
Fighting these allergies.
You are fighting the allergies. The one thing that we do that's awful, we come in and we start talking to each other, and everything is going well, and then all of a sudden we talk to each other just a little bit too long, and then it comes time to record, and then it's like, oh shit. We hit the wall.
I was already hit by allergies long before I got here.
I know, but we were doing well. You were much more attentive the first 30 minutes you were here.
Well, I'm just hoping I don't come off as the nasal one for once, because I'm kind of worried about it. I'm not going to lie.
That is my favorite review.
There is some apprehension here.
That is my favorite review. The guy who said I'm too nasal. It's like, tell me something I don't already know.
Although it's kind of like the double negative, because I'm like, I can't. My nose is almost broke at this point as far as functionality. How could I come off as nasally? But I feel like I sound nasally.
No, you still got your cool voice. I apologize to all of you, and I'm not poo-pooing the review. I appreciate the fact that I'm nasal. I'm sorry. I get allergy shots and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it doesn't help, but if you can deal with my voice, we're glad to have you here. To get past a couple of the admin things real quick, I'm not going to go into this too much. Just a short reminder that if you haven't got your tickets already for Bacon and Barrel on September 27th, go ahead and visit baconandbarrel.com. Come hang out with us. I don't even need to go into an ad about this because our whole show tonight is centering around our friends at Cask Cartel, changing the industry standard by allowing you, and mostly Zeke Baker, to sit on his couch, be lazy, order liquor right from the internet, using one thumb on his iPhone. He can get all sorts of things, you know, if he wants a Smirnoff vodka. They actually have some store picks up there. So I think there was a Breaking Bourbon pick that was on there. There's something else. But there are some store picks on there. There's some...
Do they have the claw?
Everybody's looking for the claw.
I'm just waiting for the first post to hit secondary.
I'm bunkering the claw.
I mean, it's bound to happen sooner or later.
You know there's going to be someone who's treating that like Bourbon County and they have, you know, cases and cases of the claw in their bunker and they're going to start putting it up like ISO 100.
Yeah, it's called MSP.
Yeah. But anyways, go ahead and visit caskcartel.com. Get the liquor shipped directly to your house. And then go ahead and follow them on Instagram. They are at Cask Cartel. And just like tonight, they sent us an example of what they send people all the time. And they send out these cool little samples. And tonight, they sent us Yellowstone 2019 limited edition as well as the Yellowstone Select. These are super cool little, I love the way their sample bottles are, almost more than the the 2-ounce sample bottles that we're all accustomed to, because they have these little rubber things that really keep the liquid in there. It's like a stopper. It's cool. But Cask Cartel sent us both of these. The 2019 Yellowstone has not been released yet. It is a 9 and 12-year blend put together by master distiller Steve Beam over at Limestone Branch. They were in different parts of the rick house, these barrels that they all put together, so everything's got kind of a cool little profile to it. They're all a little bit different. There's 12,500 bottles of this. It is 101 proof, 50.5 ABV, and it comes in at $100. They also sent us the Yellowstone Select, but I will wait to talk about that as we go forward. Real quick, it's Bourbon Heritage Month. We're getting a lot of stuff sent to us, so we're going to do these little quick hitter episodes. They're not going to be as long as you would expect, but we just want to make sure we get out as much to you this month as we possibly can. So this one's not going to be as long as you'd be accustomed to, but we're just going to get in, get out, do what we got to do. Zeke's writing something down, and we'll do another one for you tomorrow. Zeke, what you got on this one?
Yellowstone. Let's see here. For the limited edition, the 2019, as you mentioned, nose-wise, to me, it really seems like warm fruits, which is kind of a vague term, I guess. But to me, it's almost like an apricot or a peach cider. But the warm really kicks in there as far as the way the smell comes off the glass. And if you ever had, I guess, any type of cider when it's hot, it just smells different.
Love hot apple cider.
If you work around or play around with it a little bit more, you can get some sugars underneath there, but I couldn't really pinpoint too much beyond that. Palate-wise, it kind of continued the theme of the nose for a good second or so. It definitely had some fruits to it, and then to me, it really became like a red apple. I really honed in on that particular taste there. And then as it moved toward the mid and the back palate and finish-wise, it kind of showed more heat than I'd really expect out of it. I was pretty surprised there. It really kicked up towards the back end. I put down it even showed some youth. I don't think what's in there is very young.
9 and 12.
But what comes off behind that heat that kicks up, I mean, it's definitely corn forward. Not necessarily a super young product, but the fact that the corn kind of circled back around and it didn't taste overly matured to me, that kind of surprised me for sure. It was you button hooked me. Didn't know you was gonna button hook me.
Oh man. I mean the nose for me, I got citrus, toffee, caramel. I got like a crazy lemon iced tea. It wasn't unsweetened tea. I can't say it was unsweetened tea because the caramel and toffee kind of have sweet characteristics to it. The taste, it was funny to me how much cinnamon. It wasn't like an overwhelming cinnamon bomb, but the leading note on this one, I would say, is like that cinnamon spice. It was very creamy, very spicy. I didn't notice a lot of fruit on the taste. I got a little bit of a hint of brown sugar in there. The fruit wasn't coming from maybe a little bit of citrus, but I didn't get a lot of fruit that carried over from the nose to the taste. The finish, I got chewy hints of oak, lingers nicely with a little heat thrown in there. It's not hot, but I got that Kentucky hug. Like that heat was really in my chest. It wasn't like a burning heat, but it was that like, oh, this one's kicking up a little bit on you. It's not overwhelmingly hot. It's more of a hug.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it surprised me because it came in late in the game, so to speak. I mean, I didn't have any noticeable kick until whoa, hey.
It was most of the stuff I was getting there. I was thinking like, oh, the heat is more of like a spicy heat from that cinnamon, and then all of a sudden the finish, I was like, oh, this one's one of those bombs. Like the second it drops down your throat, then it kind of comes back up. You're like, there's the heat.
Yeah,
you got to wait for the beat to drop first.
I'm not sure what the mash is on that, but it comes around pretty good on you.
Oh yeah. What's your final verdict on this one?
On the LE, I mean, it's tough. I assume it's going to be at the same price point of roughly $100.
You are correct, and I also said that already.
Well,
I'm glad
I'm helping remind the people that are like me and don't necessarily listen to you too closely.
Get in line.
I know. Number 42. Thank you. It's a fair pour. I don't think at $100 I would jump up and down to buy it. It'd be worthy of a bar pour. It's not bad. It's not off-putting. As this time of year rolls around with fall, I could see it lining up possibly. But I think I would just go bar very simply.
I forget, what's the one that we had a couple years ago? Did we have the 2016 or the 2017?
I think we've had both, to be honest with you.
I liked those a little bit more than this one.
To me, the kick at the back end, it wasn't that it was off-putting. It's just the blend didn't seem to have the synergy I would have preferred.
Kind of like, oh, where'd that come from?
Yeah. It wasn't like it was overwhelming or too much to bear on a neat pour. But it just didn't seem to align with the profile from the nose and the initial tasting.
But there's nothing about this one, when I say I like those more, it's not that I hated this one. I think I'm with you. Like, I would be very happy sitting down and having that at a bar. I think it's very tough to put out a limited edition. It's also the thing of whether or not I'd buy it. It's the time of year, too. So everybody, wants to knock us when we talk about the pricing and whether or not we're going to buy something or not. But I just want to go. I mean, for me, it's more the process, right? Like the thought process that, all right, it's September. Everything else is hitting in September. And then I'm also thinking about what else is hitting the end of the year. And it's like you hold out hope thinking you're going to get some of those super allocated ones that I would almost bar this and figure out what's going on first. And if there was still some around in January or February, then maybe I'd look at this, but I'd want to try to find those other allocated ones first and sip this at the bar until then.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been honest, for lack of better words, a theme to a lot of these Yellowstone LE releases. They're not bad pours by any means, but they don't jump up and down at you at the price point and the time of year when everyone's a little bit more, cautious or squeamish on what they spend money on. Seems to be a hard sell every year.
But if you have discretionary income and you buy a lot of bourbon and you want to buy this one, I don't think you're going to be disappointed.
Nah, but overall, I'd say it's a bar.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So what you got on the regular release?
So they also sent us the Yellowstone Select. It is 93 proof, 46.5 ABV. I have no idea what the age is on this, but as the price is $35 to $40, I don't assume we're talking about 9 and 12 year juice.
Oh, probably 17.
Yeah. I was looking it up and then I got distracted somehow. I wasn't thorough, Jeffrey.
What you got?
Well, I didn't really get a lot on the nose. The taste, it's like fruity, a little bit of caramel. And then it's almost like peanutty towards the finish. That's what I'm sticking with. What you got?
Nose-wise, I really couldn't pick up much. I mean, granted, maybe somewhat impaired by the weather right now, but I just got kind of chalky, for lack of better words.
On the nose? Because the chalk for me is more on like the taste.
I'm more of a noser than you. Maybe the allergies haven't wrecked me as bad as I'm giving them credit for.
It's hard to smell chalk in whiskey.
Maybe you weren't as much of a delinquent as some of us during their younger school years when there were still chalkboards and you had to write things on the chalkboard over and over and over again.
No, I was in for recess all the time because we would just go wrestle. Like every time we got out to the playground, we would act out WWE scenes and we would like go to the top of the playground and do off the top rope to people and just picture a bunch of kids in school uniforms and they come in and their school uniforms are all dirty. And then we'd have to stay in the rest of the week.
Did you ever break out the moonsaw?
The moonsault?
No, the moonsaw.
Is that like a chainsaw?
No, the moonsaw.
What's the moonsaw?
Superfly Jimmy Snuka, moonsaw.
It's a moonsault.
No, moonsaw.
It's not a moonsaw. It's a moonsault.
A salt?
Yes, moonsault.
Why would it be called a salt?
Because it's like a somersault that you're doing from the moon.
You really just wrecked years of my childhood, John.
It's a moon salt.
Are you?
I'm not messing with you.
Jesus.
That's the name of the move. Dumbass.
I'm really wrecked right now.
You have a Saw theme in tonight's episode.
You just wrecked like 20 plus years of knowledge.
Well, we would do the Stone Cold Stunner. And
that came a long way later.
Yeah, I mean, that was more of a 90s.
Really? It was a
moon salt. You can Google it.
I am. Don't.
It's a moon salt.
I'm really perturbed by this.
Anyways, what do you think about this? I want to kind of get... I'm going to have to edit this tonight and get it out tomorrow. So,
well, sorry, you wrecked my whole world. Picked up a fair amount of corn, youth. Didn't necessarily get too much of a kick out of it. Similarly to the LE, there was a kick toward the back end. It was a little more tamer, a little more peppery. And it really reminded me of corn nuts.
I definitely got those nuts on there. Now, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, his finisher was called the Superfly Smash.
Well, what was a moonsaw?
It wasn't a moonsaw.
Yeah, it was. I'm 37 years old. It's still going to be a moonsaw till I die.
See, look, moon salt. And everything that's on the internet is right.
I'm really disappointed by this. No one has ever pointed this out to me.
Are you a buy bar or pass on...
I'm just depressed.
Yeah.
You wrecked my whole... Oh, man. The regular Yellowstone shelf stock, I think it's a perfectly good drinker. I really do. It's a good price point. They're starting up a pick process. I think we'll see some picks of that pretty soon, rolling into Q1 of 2020. I mean, I think they're on the right track. It's just for whatever reason that LE, it's just always $20-$25 higher than people want to spend on it.
I think,
and they've never got over that hurdle.
I think if they released it in the spring, though, if that's one of those ones that they let it come out in the spring, I think people would look at it differently than they do when it gets released.
Well, it's almost just like, like stuck in a rut. Like it just gets repetitious. So people see it and they're like, oh, there's the LE again. How much is it this year? Same as last year.
No, because I swear we said it was a buy a couple years ago. We didn't have last year's, but I know the 2017, 2016, I think we were buys on it. It's just...
Maybe it was a better blend.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, I agree with... If this was $80, I'd be saying buy too.
It's not bad juice. It's just a price point that makes it tougher, especially with the proof.
Yeah. I know when people see 3 digits... That's the thing is when you see 3 digits opposed to 2, even if they dropped it $10 and it was 90.
Oh, especially when it doesn't say cash strength.
Yeah.
That just scares folks off. Me included, though.
I think we're both buys on the Select. Go ahead and check us out at Dad's Drinking Bourbon on Instagram, Dad's Drinking Bourbon on Facebook, Bourbon Dads on Twitter. You can find our podcast on your favorite podcast app. Please leave us an open and honest review, just like we leave open and honest reviews for all the whiskey that we drink on our podcast. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Good old Nashville, Tennessee.
And we'll try to get out as many of these mini episodes as we can this month so we can review all the stuff that's sitting on my dining room table. Cheers.
Ciao.